So we're going to start off by making a slip knot, and to do that we're just going to make a loop like this and then fold it to the opposite side, and you see that yarn tail in the middle? We're going to pull on it like this, and there you go, there's your slip knot. And then we're going to chain however long we want the bag to be. So to chain, simply wrap your yarn around your hook and then pull through. Wrap your yarn around your hook and pull through. One more time, pull through. And yeah, keep chaining as many as you want. So if you want to follow along, I chained 40, and then I'm going to chain an extra one. So if you chained, for example, 30, you're gonna chain an extra one, so it's gonna be 31. You're always gonna chain an extra one, and that's gonna be your turning chain, I guess. So we're going to go into the second chain from our hook. So not the chain we just made, not this one, but this one. And we're going to make a single crochet. And to do that, we're going to insert our hook into the second chain. We're going to yarn over and pull through. We have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through. So that's our first single crochet. And now we're going to go into the next stitch chain, and we're going to do 1 single crochet again, and then in the next chain we're going to do 1 single crochet again. And essentially you're going to keep doing that until you reach the very end. And you should have, if you're following my pattern, you should have 40 single crochets, and yeah, keep doing that till the end. So to end the round, we're just going to chain 1, and again, that's your turning chain, and then turn your work. So it was like this, and now you're going to turn it like this. And then we're going to again skip, we're always going to skip that chain 1 that we made, and we're going to go into the next chain or the next stitch and just continue doing single crochets all around. And essentially you're going to do that for the entire pattern until you have the length you want. So always end the round with a chain 1 and then turn your work, and then skip that chain 1 and work single crochets into the remaining stitches. So I just finished making 28 rows of single crochets, and now to end the project, you're just going to chain 1 and then cut a very, very long tail, because you're gonna use that to sew it onto these straps. And so yeah. So for the back panel, I crocheted around 38 rows, and then I chained 1 and I fastened off. For the straps, I'm just going to chain 6, and chain 1 more, and then single crochet in these 6, and then chain 1, and just keep doing that all around. And keep doing this until you have a long enough strap that wraps around your back panel, your front and back panel, and that also has room to like hold it, you know what I mean? Like I put it, wear it as a crossbody bag, stuff like that. So I finished the strap, and now I'm going to take the opposite side, and I'm gonna fold the strap so that it's facing one side, and make sure that it's not tangled up, because then it just won't look good, and you'll have one side that's tangled and one side that's not. So just make sure that it is all on one side folded like this. Now we are going to single crochet in each of these. So go in the first stitch and go in the opposite stitch and just do one single crochet. Oh, one single crochet, and then just continue doing single crochets in the remaining 5 stitches. So in total you're going to have 6 single crochets, and yeah, then you're going to cut a tail and let go of it. So we're going to start off by making the pixel grid. So I made a slip knot, and now I got a picture that I wanted. And basically, to make a pixel grid, all you have to do is count the number of squares, and that's the amount of chains you need to make. So this one has 9 squares, so I'm gonna chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then after that, I'm gonna chain 1 more because I'm gonna work into the second chain from our hook. So we always ignore the first chain, and we're gonna go into the second chain, and we're just gonna do single crochets in the 9 chains. So that is our first row, which is the bottom row. And to read the graph, you basically go from right to left. So from here to here. And then the next row, you go from left to right, okay? So you never start from one direction and just keep doing that. You don't do that, that's wrong. So we did our first row from here to here. And luckily our second and third row are just in the same color. So you're gonna do for 2 rows, single crochets all around. So to do that, you're just going to turn your work and turn your work and just single crochet in each of the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we just did our second row, and now we're going to do our third row. So simply turn your work and just do single crochets all around. And so we did 3 rows. So we started from the right to the left for the first row, left to right for the second row, right to left for the third row. Now we're going to do left to right for the 4th row, and that's where we're going to start adding colors. So to read the graph, it says to do 4 single crochets in white. Each box means 1 single crochet, and each color represents whichever colors you want. So the 4 boxes that we just saw, those are going to be in white, and then 1 in green, and then 4 in white again. So we're going to start off by turning our work as always, and then we're going to do 4 single crochets in white. So 1, 2, 3. For the 4th one, do not continue it. So go in, yarn over, pull through. And instead of yarning over and pulling through both loops, you're just gonna leave your tail, and you're going to get your other color, your secondary color, and you're just going to make a loop. So, oops, it's a little hair. Anyway, you're going to make a loop on your hook, and you're going to pull through. And to tighten this, because it's a bit loose, you simply pull on the yarn tail. So now that we connected our color, we need to make a single crochet, just 1 single crochet in green. So to do that, you're just going to put your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, don't pull through, and then take your white color, yarn over, and pull through. So that's single crochet in the second color. And so I decided that this is going to be the front side and this is going to be the back side, where you're going to have like the lines, and that's fine. So now you're just going to do 4 single crochets in white, and then turn your work. So now we're on the 5th row, so we're going to start from the right to the left, and to do that we're just going to do 3 in white, 3 in green, 3 in white again. And so here's where it gets a bit tricky. So since we've established that this is going to be our back side, we're going to treat it a bit differently. So we are going to insert our hook and make 3 single crochets in white, 2, don't complete it. Now we're going to put our green on our hook, and then we're going to twist the white or cross it over like this and hold on to it with our thumb. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through. So we just connected the new color. And so now we are going to be doing 3 in green. So 1, 2, don't complete it, put your white on your hook, and then cross over the green, and then take your white out of your hook, because we just made it kind of like fly. So you see how there's a line? So yarn over and pull through, and make sure that it's not too tight so that it doesn't pull on your work. And then we're just doing 3 single crochets in white. And so then turn your work. So now we're on row 6, and we're starting from the left to the right. So we need to do 2 in white, 1 in green, 1 in white, 1 in green, 1 in white, 1 in green, and 2 in white. So to do that, we're going to do 2 in white, and again we're facing the front side. So now you know we're not going to do like the weird method that we just did on the back side where things were like flying and there are lines. We're not going to do that because this is the front side. So we're just going to do 1, don't complete the 2nd single crochet, leave your white tail, take your green tail and make sure that it is not pulling on hard enough, so that it doesn't pull on your work and make it tight. And then now we're going to do 1 in white, 1 in green, so don't complete it, let go of your green, and then take your white and pull through. And then we're going to do 1 in white, so yarn over, don't complete, then take your green and pull through, and then 1 in green, don't complete it, let go of your green, yarn and pull through with the white, and then 1 in white, let go, switch colors to green, pull through, and then 1 in green, let go, yarn over with white and pull through, and then just 2 in white, and then turn your work. So now that we're done, we're going to place the strap like this, and we're going to sew the front panel, and we're going to attach it to like the top edge, I guess, not the bottom, okay? Because this is not the bottom panel, this is the front panel, so we're going to attach it here. So we're going to take the yarn tail that we left, the very long tail that we left, and we're just going to take a needle, and then we're going to simply, firstly, make sure you put the strap part where you connected down, because we're going to flip it inside out, like the bag inside out. So now we're going to insert here, somewhere here, and then somewhere here, and connect them. And then just keep doing that. So I can fold it, and I'm just going to insert it in the next stitch, and then in the next stitch, and keep doing that all around until you reach the opposite side of the bag. So I finished connecting the front piece, and now we're going to connect the back piece. So we're going to flip our work like this. And then it's important to know that the back piece, remember, it is used to also show the flap, right? So we are not going to join it from here, because that is the part where the flap is. So I recommend you put stitch markers, and like basically first put it as it is, completely like shown, I guess, and then turn a little bit to make the flap, and then you'll know where you should put the stitch markers. So mine is going to be here, and so then you get a stitch marker. So you get a stitch marker, you put it here, and so you should do the same thing, and you'll know to put a stitch marker here. And then just to double check, you can flip your work and see that the messenger bag, like the flaps show, and like it looks good. So then you can turn your work, and you can put the stitch markers. So I'm going to put the stitch marker, like I said, here. So I put the stitch markers here. Actually, they're not identical, sorry. This one should be put here. Okay, so now it's better. So then we are going to take our yarn needle, and basically the tail that we cut off, the working tail that we cut off, we left a long tail, remember? So we're going to thread the needle, and then we need to like just go to the edge so that you can reach the part that has the stitch marker, and then you can begin attaching, because again, this is like from here, from the stitch marker till here is the flap part, and the yarn tail is attached to the flap part, so we have to kind of go down. And so to do that, I just go like between the sides. So you only need to do this for one side, whichever side has the yarn tail that you left. And yeah, just keep going down until you reach the stitch marker. So I've reached the point where my stitch marker was, and so then I folded my messenger bag so that the flap is shown on the opposite side, like this. And then I flipped it back again to the side we're working on. And basically now you're just going to sew it on like we did previously, and we're going to just go into this, a piece from the edge of the panel and a piece from the edge of the strap, and just go through and then a piece from the edge of the panel, and then the flap, and keep doing that until you reach the opposite side, again, where the stitch marker is, and you must stop there. Okay, so now that it's done, we're going to flip it inside out. So simply just flip it inside out, the bag, so that you get a cleaner edge. So I made a slip knot, and now we're going to attach the yarn to the flap, to any place you find space in the flap. So I'm going to do it here, and then just use your working yarn, pull through, and then pull through both loops. And you've just done one single crochet, and now we are going to just do single crochets all around wherever you find space. Like, there's no certain amount of stitches that you have to do. Sorry, there's no amount of single crochets that you have to do. You just do single crochets all around so that it can be more neat, and so that it adds color to the bag, because it's just getting kind of boring. And yeah, keep doing that till the end, and then fasten off by chaining one. So now all we have to do is sew on the pockets, and to do that, just take your yarn tail that you left, and then just pick a stitch from the bag, and then a stitch from the pocket, and then a stitch from the bag, and then a stitch from the pocket, and keep doing that all around. This is the final product. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know. I ended up making another pixel grid, but I followed the same exact steps. So in case you're confused and didn't get it, let me know if I should make a more detailed video on how to make a pixel grid. And yeah, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe and like.